Shalom everybody, and welcome back to Insights in the Parsha of the Week. Parshat Shoftim, also Chodesh Tov, it's now Rosh Chodesh. So, this Parsha has a lot of halachot, of course. We'll try to focus on what we can and develop based on insights from Rabbi Nachman's teachings. So the opening of the Parsha talks about the mitzvah of appointing proper and righteous judges in order that we should be able to stay on the land. The verse starts, verse 18, right? Shoftim v'shotrim, you have to appoint judges and also officers to make sure that people do what the judges say. You should place in every city, every tribe, okay? And they should judge the nation. Mishpat Tzedek, righteous justice, righteous halachot, like a judge should. And they shouldn't swerve. Verse 19, lo tatem mishpat, lo takir panim, lo tikach shochad. They shouldn't take bribery. And then verse 20, tzedek tirdof. You should run after righteousness, or justice. You should run after. So why the repetition? Why twice? Tzedek tirdof. Why does it say twice? So Rashi says that this indicates that a person shouldn't just have regular judges, but to get the best. And when you're looking for a judge, you should look for the best judges. He said like this: Tzedek tirdof, halech achar beit din yafeh. The redundancy, tzedek, is you shouldn't just have a regular court. Okay, they ruled like that and that's it. You should look to seek the best judges possible and the best rabbinical authorities possible. Okay, and that will give you the ability to stay in the land. The continuation of the verse is leman tichyeh, so that you should live, ve'yarashta et haaretz, and that you should inherit the land, asher Hashem Elokecha noten lach, which Hashem your Lord is giving to you. So the comment, the Rashi, he's saying that this second part of the verse is going on everything said from the beginning. Appoint judges, and that way you can ensure you stay on the land. But the question is, why put it next to these words in verse 20? Tzedek tirdof. You should run after the best possible justice system, the best rabbis, the best tzaddikim, the best judges. You should run after. In other words, you don't expect it to come to you. You got to look for it. Tirdof, you have to run after it in order that you should be able to live in the land, live and inherit the land. So there is a connection between these two. First of all, we have to explain what's so special and unique about the Holy Land. That Hashem says in order that you should inherit the Holy Land. The Holy Land is the greatest place in the world in which a person can access Hashem's infinite light more than anywhere else in the world. Okay? This is based on the Kabbalah that teaches that when Hashem initially created the universe, so he made what's called the Chalal HaPanui, a vacated space, an empty hollow within Kivyachol, as if to say, himself. So there was a place empty, as if to say, of godliness within Hashem. Hashem's infinite light was everywhere. To make the creation, he made a hollow space. And in this hollow space, he sent a ray, a type of ray, we can't say of light, a ray of his infinite light shining from the outside of this circle, of this hollow area, into the center point. And once hitting the center point, it bounced back to fill up the entire creation with the creation, the universe, the creation of the universe. Now, what is that middle point? So the Kabbalists teach that middle point is Earth. Okay, which point in Earth? The Holy Land. Okay, which point in the Holy Land? Jerusalem. Okay, which point in Jerusalem? The Beit HaMikdash. Okay, and which point of the Beit HaMikdash? The Holy of Holies. The Holy of Holies was the point, the middle point, receiving this light, this ray of light, and then once hitting that point of the Holy of Holies, which is located, what's called the foundation stone, Even Shetia, and from that was Hushtat Ha'olam, the world was formed due to the ray of light. Now this ray is still connected to the place of the Holy of Holies here in Jerusalem. Till today, even though the temple has been destroyed, still Hashem continues to nourish existence of this world every second from this ray of infinite light shining into Yerushalayim, the place of the temple, the place of the Holy of Holies, the place of the Ark, the Even Shetiyah, the foundation stone. So now, Yerushalayim, the closer you are to this foundation stone, of course, the more you can technically access this light. You're closer. And it applies to anywhere in Eretz Yisrael. It spreads out to anywhere in the Holy Land. That's why it's called the Holy Land. And that it's receiving more than anywhere else in the world from this infinite light. So now, Rabbi Nachman teaches, lesson 24, Likutey Moharan, to access this light comes on condition. What's the condition? You have to know how to master being in and out. How to know how to handle the ups of life when things are spiritually high, and then also when being pushed back and bounced back, to know to handle that also. You need this expertise of knowing how to go forward and backwards, and being able to not give up in both cases. That's the condition to receive the infinite light. If not, a person is knocked down and he gives up because he's not willing to accept the setbacks as part of the growth picture, and he takes it as a major letdown, and he gets stuck in whatever he gets stuck into life, which explains why people are, unfortunately, many people are the way they are, full of despair, and they've given up on trying to become better, trying to be more spiritually better, trying to be morally better, all that because they can't handle the setbacks as being part of the picture of life. But here, Rabbi Nachman teaches the only way you can access light in your life is if you know how to be an expert in this going forward and going back, in advancing and then being pushed back with setbacks in life. So now, for that, one needs the greatest caliber of tzaddikim who give advice, especially for these situations. It's one tzaddik who gives beautiful insights in the Torah and is very deep and powerful, but there's a higher level of tzaddik who's concerned in inflaming and enlightening every Jew in the world with a spark of godly light to start again and to come back to Hashem, no matter where they fall into. These tzaddikim, they're always working to help Jews, whether they're on the run, on the go, or whether they're being pushed back with setbacks in life. So now, the double wording here, tzedek, tirdof, also, by the way, the Or HaChaim, he mentions this on this verse, is that you have to look for in life, the reason why it says twice, tzedek, and the word tzedek is used, even it's talking about judges, but it's not by chance that the word tzedek has the same root as the word for a tzaddik, a leader, a guide, which is also a judge, yes, because to be a judge in Eretz Yisrael, you have to be a tzaddik also, okay? Tzedek, tirdof, means you must look for, you have to run after to find, it won't come your way. You must look for to find not regular tzaddikim, tzedek, the greatest level of tzaddikim who know how to enlighten a Jew, whether he's advancing and especially and whether he's being pushed back. So the tzedek means the justice in going forward, and the tzedek, the justice in going back. The word tzedek also in the Kabbalah refers to judgment, difficulties, dinim. Tzedek is another term from malchut, which is a term of judgment. It's difficult. There's the running ahead part, but it's always faced afterwards with a smash, a setback. So that's why it's called tzedek. That for every advance, there's going to be a pushback, and the pushback itself is called tzedek because that's what's needed. A lot to work on is when I'm in the setback to be able to hold on. There are tzaddikim of that caliber who know how to enlighten and enhance a Jew in both levels. So tzedek is used, the double terminology, to show that these are the tzaddikim who should be the judges in the Holy Land, and these are the tzaddikim, if when appointed, and when guiding a person personally also, will help a person to be able to stay in the Holy Land. I'm mentioning this because unfortunately in the past years, there are many Jews who've done Aliyah. You know what, they went on the birthright, they did nefesh menefesh, whatever, and they came to the Holy Land hoping to have a better time spiritually, better education for their kids, normal parnasa, only to have so many onslaughts of setbacks that they say, I'm going back, I can't handle this, and they go back. What went wrong? What's going on? What did I do wrong? I'm coming back to my roots. coming back to the Holy Land, the land of the Jewish people. What could be wrong more than this? And yet people, they can't handle it. What's the idea? The idea is that the verse is telling us to be here is not easy. The Gemara itself says that Eretz Yisrael is acquired through difficulty. I don't want to use the word suffering, because when you're suffering, it turns off people. Difficulties that you can make it through though eventually. So what to do? So the verse is telling us the way to really succeed in Eretz Yisrael is that you have to look for the greatest caliber of tzaddikim who can guide you through thick and thin, who know how to give who are masters, who have a mastery in these situations of going forward and being bounced back, and knowing how to guide other people in these situations. And that is the guarantee. The verse is saying, Tzedek, Tzedek, tirdof. You have to run after high quality tzaddikim. The tzaddikim of the level of the Holy Land, which are called Tzedek, Tzedek, because they know how to advise a person to live here, to advance, and also to hold on in the setbacks. That's Tzedek, Tzedek. And again, that's now leman tichyeh, so that you should live, v'yarashta et haaretz, and you should have the merit to inherit the land in which Hashem, your Lord, is giving to you. A side point, it's funny that the word for inheritance, Yerusha, has in its root the word for being poverty, rush, to having poverty, to be povertized, rush, teaching that the only way a person can really inherit the land is if a person is ready and willing to make himself feel like he's poor, like a nothing, because only when a person accepts feeling like a nothing can he really grow. We're not saying to be depressed and sad and dejected. No, that a person has humility before God. He realized, Hashem, without you, I am Rash, Dal ve'evyon. I have nothing in my life without you, Hashem. Only then, when a person attains such a level of humility, can he enter and be a part of inheriting the Holy Land. So in short, the verse is telling us a hint. The key to inherit the Holy Land is Tzedek, Tzedek, tirdof. Meaning what? Aim for the tzaddikim who are compassionate, not just those who are just giving Torah insights, but Torah insights that give life to a person, no matter how low he is, no matter how uneducated in the Torah he is, no matter where he's holding in life, to be able to talk to him, to relate to him, to lift him up, give him encouragement to go on. If you have these type of tzaddikim in your life, you can inherit being in the land of Israel. And if you see people who don't have that and they're living here, so there's many explanations given. One scary interpretation is, it's a midrash that says if a person is not zoche, so they put under his footsteps while living in the Holy Land, the earth of the diaspora. So he's really not living in Eretz Yisrael. You have people that they're here, they don't deserve to be here, and yet they're here. So what's going on? The midrash says, really they're not here. They're not in Eretz Yisrael. What's happening? Angels are coming and putting under their footsteps the earth of the diaspora. So they're never stepping in Eretz Yisrael. I have a joke on that. That's why you have a lot of secular Jews here. They like buying floor tiles from Italy because they want to show, I'm not in Israel, I'm in Italy. I'm not part of the Holy Land. And the opposite is also true. You have Jews in the diaspora who so badly want to be here, but the obstacles are just they can't handle them, unimaginable. So angels come, the Midrash says, and put under their footsteps the earth that belongs to those people who are undeserved in the Holy Land. So the angels put under their feet the earth of the diaspora. And then what happens to the earth from Eretz Yisrael? It's covered up by the earth of the diaspora? No, it's taken and put under the feet of these Jews, these worthy individuals who are stuck in the diaspora, and they so badly want to be here, and put under their feet the actual earth of Eretz Yisrael, so they're actually stepping on the earth of Eretz Yisrael. This concept of being on the earth of Eretz Yisrael, and like you've heard the teaching to walk 4 amot in Eretz Yisrael, is so important because the connectivity to the Holy Land, which is the funnel to receive the infinite light, is the earth, the afar, the earth of Eretz Yisrael. That's the idea of walking on the land, or walking on items which are connected to the Holy Land, so that you can receive more than anywhere else in the world, accessing the infinite light, which shines you with everything, with joy, with length of days, with Torah, with emunah, with higher perception, with a good life, with nachat. All these things come from the Holy Land. Just we have to work at Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. And the verse again warns them once again, tirdof. It doesn't come to you. You gotta look for it. You gotta run after it. You have to find the tzaddikim and run after them. Tzedek, tzedek, tirdof. You gotta run after them and seek them out. We should be zocheh to find the true tzaddikim who shine the light of tzedek, tzedek, the light of the Holy Land, thus being able to give us the eligibility to connect to the infinite light of Eretz Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom, Umvorach, and Chodesh Tov.